Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 90 of Kenshi. So, last episode was all about trying to basically break down the base here. And I said I would try to blueprint some designs so that I could more rapidly build up the city. The problem is I'm a little short on time, which is entirely my fault. Don't get me wrong. What are you doing, Green? You are way outside of where you're supposed to be, fighting a group of fog for seemingly no reason. Cool. That sounds about right. Just run. So instead of properly laying out everything, which is really what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I know why Green's there. I'm a dummy. Alright, Mr. Green. How fast are you? You can't walk at all? Wait, are you really that encumbered? Okay, fine. Beep. How far are you? Yeah, they were all walking with their super backpacks over to the outpost. And Green obviously got attacked on the way. But what I will do is send some of my quicker response people out here to go help them, because there's no need to do like a 10-on-1. And as you can see, there's like even more queued up. Green's holding his own pretty well though. But like I said, why fight fair when you've got numbers? So we're doing a pretty good job of putting all this stuff away. I'm actually surprised that this stuff didn't decay and disappear between save and load. That's pretty cool, I guess. Oh, they're going to be so sorry. Then additionally, we got to set burn up to be moving. God, I had a lot of moving parts. A lot of people in transit at the end of last episode. Ruka. Additionally, with one bag. Okay, that's not much. Moving as well. Silver Shade. You were heading towards. Beep, you were going to go pick up someone. Where are my here's my backup. Wait, who is this? Oh, it's King. Alright. Fighting fair, no more. Wow, Rhadamant, well done. I'm going to pick Green up myself. And we'll start running him over. Hamlet and King going to do the same with Burn and Ruka. We don't need to wait for Beep. Which means Beep, go to plan. Having too many people sort of standing around out here makes me worried because, you know, there's a lot of beak things and the like, and there, I would say that the likelihood that I'm able to take out a beak thing or two with any one individual member is pretty high, but once you get a whole nest of beak things, that could spell disaster. Alright, so that's Ruka's dot. And we'll catch up to her. Alright, the remainder of the homesteaders are... I'm not sure what they're doing. Putting iron plates away, but they're all competing over the same iron plates or something? I'm not entirely sure. It is a little confusing to me what they're all doing. They all look busy. But I'm not sure if it's productive busy or just busy busy. Busy for looking busy. Alright, let's speed the time up. It's a very pretty base, I gotta say. Hello, fellow skeleton. So I was asked, what are all these skeletons? Probably from someone that didn't see the reprogramming facility episode. But I got them from the reprogramming facility, if you were wondering. And why do I have them on my gates? I guess I didn't really explain that, but they're very, very tough skeletons. They are bound to me. I am their master. Think Ghostbusters with, you know, Master and Zool and all that. So they will attack anyone that that tries to fight me. But that also means that they'll also attack, you know, allies and the like. That's not so cool. And I don't want them necessarily to be attacking allies, which is why I keep them locked up until I need them. Ooh, you got caught on there. One thing I could do here, building-wise, is I think Outpost 3s will, if I built one here, and I lowered it enough, I could use it as a bridge. But what I might end up doing is going into the console and just putting bridges in. I don't know. It might be sort of cheating, but... Oh, wow, we need more building material storage. Now, I do plan on having a very large and illustrious base here. Really spreading out into this space. Maybe doing it a little bit more organically than I was originally had planned, but that also means I need a lot of storage for right now for the numerous amount of boxes required to store all these building materials. And I think what I'm going to do is just keep cranking out building materials until the old base is pretty much fully able to be disassembled. Alright. So you are all set. Pingu is all set. Time for you to return back to the base. Checking into my raiders. Kang, you are supposed to pick up Ruka. I think standing around with your arms crossed says that you stopped doing that for some reason. But everyone else is with Ruka, so I don't really understand that at all. Where is Kang? Alright, Plan and Beep are here. They need to be re-upped with stuff, so I'll have them run home. Silver Shade's getting attacked? I don't know why, but he need to be re-upped with stuff, so heading home. Kang, you are almost upon Ruka. That's good. Alright, now we can move all these backpacks into storage. And then what I might do is I might have these 6 raiders... Oh, wow, we walk right through... Stack, huh? Invincible Kang. Yeah, I like the sounds of that. Wait, what? Why did you... What? What? Did I really click a bed? Okay, well that's news to me. I was wondering what he was doing in there, but now I know. Alright, so these guys have been delivered. Awesome. And let's put them down. So I have a bunch of backpacks that I plan on putting into general storage over here. I don't know if I'm going to use them ever, really, but it's, you know, I didn't want to throw them out just yet, so There is the burdensome backpacks box. And then what I'll do is turn jobs back on. And remove everything below engineering. And that way, there's... Oh, I guess Rhadamant has some bionic parts. I'm not going to organize them yet. I'm just going to all dump them. And again... engineering. So I can use these guys, given that they've made the way here, I'll use them to build some stuff. And Kang and Ruka should be here shortly, which means I need buildings, don't I? So I wanted to make a proper barracks. Like a place for everyone to... One of these buildings could be the proper barracks. What I will do is... I also need to plan out my farms. So... green and arid is what grows here. Or green and... well, let's see. Cactus farms won't grow here. This environment type I thought was more than just green. Hold on, let me prospect this. Oh, I guess it's just green. Okay. So farming, cotton. So if I'm going to be farming cotton, it should be where I have clothing benches or clothing buildings. So I plan on having each building sort of being its own thing. And that way I can account for all the individual houses. So clothing won't require a large building. What I will do is first lay out where the stone mine... Eventually, I don't want a stone mine. I want the hybrid mine. But I want to plop it down just so that I know not to use that spot and otherwise. So I just paused construction on that. And then for the ore mines, I really ought to lay those out. And I'll probably need, maybe, I'll start with 3. And these guys will all jump into action. So this is mostly iron plates, building materials, and some electrical components. And we'll get those built up. So if this is where all the iron mines are, it stands to reason that I'll have a big station house here, maybe. I can utilize some of the water, because we could build on it. And this will be the sort of weapon and armor smithing area. In fact, I could have 2 station houses, one for weapons, one for armor. Am I leaning too much into station housing? Is there other housing that I'd want? A step house would be pretty cool because it could totally bridge the water like that. So maybe a step house for one and a longhouse for the other. That's a little bit more attractive, maybe. I like the variety of different houses. Or a bug house. Yeah, I could do that. Two bug houses. And put them in the water. For weapons and armor. That makes sense. I'll do it like that. Alright. Side by side. I think it looks cool, but hey, if you don't, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to lay this out the best I can. Alright, so Ruka is here. Putting... I guess I can put the jetés away with random storage. Boots, sure, I'll put away as well. Kang, you are going to be set up to engineer, as will Ruka. Alright, Getting the new construction underway. How many electrical components do we have? All right, that's definitely going to be our next trip. So beep and silver are really close to Rhadamant, and electrical components is what will load up. So that's going to be our bottleneck. We also need to get maybe a power station built too. Ooh, look at this. Iron plates are getting hauled. Very, very exciting. All right, so Mr. Plan. Oh, yeah. Talk dirty to me. Get all those electrical components. All right. Beep. You're all set. Silver shades next. And I'll go for plates and plates and plates. Who's attacking you, Silver Shade? Who are you even shooting at? You're shooting this? Oh, there's some fog at the gate. All right. Eh, that's not really my problem. So we are doing a good job of tidying up all these iron plates. Let's go ahead and keep dismantling everything we can. And once all the people that are hauling the iron plates seem to stop, we will then pivot. I'm going to have some people, I'm just picking them at random, do some copper mining. Because that's another, we'll need a lot of electrical components at the new place. So that's another task I ought to dole out. Alright, so we have 3 copper miners, and that way Chung has a nice steady supply of copper. So if this is armor, what I could do is another building adjacent, and I'll make it a step house. I kind of like that aesthetic. And this also means that I'll put my cotton farms around here, because this is where we'll do fabrics. I probably won't need more than 2. I don't know if I'll make hemp. What I might do instead is, as for a bar, I'll do sake. Which means that I haven't actually had rice farms. Oh, no, we can't do that. Wheat. We'll put some wheat farms right adjacent to this building. Because, well, because what is this, crafting? No, maybe not there. Changed my mind. I'll have like a proper brewing area where I brew all the beer. So this is, this will be clothing. It's a rather large building, actually, for clothing. Maybe I'll make it smaller. Buildings, a storm house would be nice and small. Yeah, we don't need a large building for clothing. But Kang is standing in the way. So a little storm house. Make sure the door is facing north. So this is sort of the armor district of the base, of the future base. And for farming, we'll put right adjacent some cotton XLs. And then that also means that we're going to want a well. I think that was just a bug. Yeah, there we go. I'll put a well right here. All right, that's nicely laid out. And lights. Okay, sweet. Beep in silver. They still have a little bit more ways to go before I cut corners here. I think it's looking lovely. So it's the armor district. Now, if I want to, I'm going to maybe what I'll do is over in this corner, I will have this will be like power storage, sort of stored separately, and we'll fill those with batteries. Because these islands I'll have to use for something. But I don't want people crossing them often. Because of swimming and the like. As far as lights go, let's do some spotlights here. One there. Very well lit front gate. I can get behind that. Plan. All right, let's check back on the rest of the raiders. So, we have some electrical components and copper that needs hauling. Still, there's some iron plates. And as you can see, they're still moving for them. Aramid. We'll have you do copper and electrical components. I'm also going to need to add a training dojo into the new place. Breaking all this stuff down, we're not necessarily going to get all of the materials we put into it. Dismantling isn't really 100% efficient, unlike some other games. You don't get back everything, so yeah. So that's a bit of a problem. Aramid also haul steel bars. All right. There we go. I'm surprised nothing's actually been fully built here. Just mostly built. Also means we're going to need to bring 60 cotton. That could be a next trip. Pingu, bring in the iron. You won't have a shortage of that. There's also, because it was sort of an impromptu trip, I do have to keep in mind food might be a little short. Oh my goodness. So many iron plates. Luckily, the mining and all that will, the drills and all that will take a lot of them. And then we also have to put refineries down too. I guess I'll just keep adding storage. This area could be sort of a lovely courtyard. That might be a good use of this space. Alright, so you are all set. Have you return home? Plan? Why are you here without Beep? That seems strange. I don't think I told Beep to break off, but alright. Bring in some more building materials. Ooh, they fit perfectly. And the electrical components are going to be quite nice. Unfortunately, she can't see inside there. No, the electrical component storage is outside. My bad. Alright, Beep, pick up plan. And head home as well. So Storm House is all set. Getting the spotlights queued up. And eventually I'll put spotlights along all the walls so everything inside that sort of kill box entranceway is well illuminated. Alright, both of you head there. Rhadamant, why are you standing around? You are... oh, making a wind generator. Yes. Shouldn't have doubted. Now, in terms of something lovely for courtyards, I'm not really sure there's a lot of... there's like shelters and stuff that we could put in the center to make it look nice. But I might have to go into the editor and sort of find things that look better, because this isn't going to look like much. There's just not a lot of sort of decorative things that you can do. Grog machine, hemp, rum still. I would like to make grog and rum and sake all here, which will be pretty cool. I'm just trying to take a look if there's... yeah, all the interior stuff I'm not going to be able to do, like benches and display stands and all this lovely whatnot. So yeah, I might end up going into the... I don't know. I'll decide. If you think I should not mess with the... like manual items and building placements, I wouldn't do anything that would be cheating. I wouldn't like add stuff that I shouldn't own. But if you think that I shouldn't even beautify my base in this way, you can certainly let me know. At least for right now, that looks good. I would add, you know, plants, planters, just things that look nice. That sort of stuff. All right, back to my raiders. There is still lots of random stuff to haul. As long as they're being productive, I'm okay with that. And then there's, of course, I guess I'll start breaking this stuff down now that it's empty. The looms. And then storage boxes that are surely full of stuff. And I'll have to bring this stuff over. Some of it has stuff, and I just don't really care if it gets destroyed. Which is why I'm sort of laissez-faire, destroying its contents. A few iron plates here and there aren't going to kill me. Of course, some boxes have more valuable stuff in it than others, and I'm not planning on dismantling those. Did I get rid of all of my cotton? That will be a problem. I'll have to go and buy that. I think I processed all my cotton, which is surprising, to be honest. Animal skins are looking a little low, but they'll be easy to refill. Even the smithy getting dismantled. I'm just making sure that there's nothing really, really important on each of these benches before I break them down. Because I was low on skins, I moved the skins away. Alright, hemp. That's all looking pretty good. Who didn't have the sleeping bag? Wing Wing? Yep. Let's appreciate how I could remember that. Alright, still plenty of iron plates left to haul. So we do have some green fruit and cactus, but we did definitely process all of our cotton. Oh well, it's not going to be that hard to buy it. And our Sherpas are almost here. Alright. Plan, let's load you up. I guess food is honestly something I need to bring over. I think the other box here has food in it. Yes, it does. But the people at the new town are going to want to eat. So I'll bring some food and then maybe more electrical components, because I definitely feel like that's going to be a bit of a bottleneck over at the new base. Wow, Chung, you've been cranking these out. No slouch for you. All right, Beep. Time to turn around. Silvershade, your turn. More electrical components. And iron plates. Maybe I'll start to bring the bolts over. Oh, we're starting to get the ore drills built. We also got our battery bank buildings built. So let's go set up the battery banks. So just to hide, because batteries are not that attractive, I was going to plot my battery banks in here. And I'll lay it, wow, we actually accessed all of them. I'll lay it out like this so as to not completely fill the space. These are a lot of battery banks, I think. You can always add more, but that'll be a healthy amount. And that will require, I don't know, some fair amount of materials. Another ore drill built. Oh, I forgot I had iron resource over there. If we need to add more iron, we could. Heading back to this group. Yep. It's mostly iron plates. There's some leather, steel bars, and then miscellaneous. Some of the miscellaneous stuff is not worth queuing up a haul for. And this allows me to very easily see where I have... Some of this illumination is fine. The illumination on the copper is totally fine. That allows us to keep going. Of course, Sadneil doesn't have anything illuminated, but I'm not planning on building anything here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this watchtower. Wow, that is a lot of stuff spilled out. Still have the queen sitting around. Can definitely dismantle more of these. I'm looking at my power on the right. I'm not really requiring a whole lot of power to power this base. And at nighttime is when I would use the most powers. So, getting these dismantled as well. It's probably good. Oh, station house. You served me well. Alright, that's still a lot of hauling left to do. These guys over here are doing a wonderful job. Battery banking and building and all that. Yeah, that's well illuminated there. Cannibal raid moving towards Rhadamant. Well, good luck, cannibal raiders. You're gonna have, I think, a hard time eating me. I'm very gristly. Let's go for some more lights. Spotlight versus searchlight. Okay. There is... I'm trying to do this in a way that... 2, 4, 6... That should be a fair amount of lighting there. And of course, we're going to need to add some additional power generation. I just didn't want to have one building with all of the small wind turbines on its roof. That's not particularly attractive, in my opinion. So I'll split it up so that they all have a few. Alright, beeping. Yep. They're all here. We're going to need to make some food storage. For now, because I don't know where my food is going to permanently be, I'll just put it out in the middle of the base. And this requires, what, 1 building material? Beep, you've got that. Alright, beep. Let's stop engineering with you. I don't need you picking up random stuff. That's only going to slow you down. Alright, Mr. Plan. Putting most of the food away, keeping some of it. I really ought to have Plan dump some of the additional stuff, trying to limit the amount of storage. Alright, there we go. Now we can carry more per trip. And get beep on the return. Pengu, you've got more electrical components. That's very good. And putting those away. And then plates. Iron plates and building materials are definitely what we use the most. All right. We also need bolt parts. I don't really know, like I said, where it's permanently going to go. So, steel bar storage and bolt storage. Bolt box. I'm not even really paying attention to my base, despite the cannibal raid coming in. It's just not something I'm particularly worried about. Alright, I don't have any steel bars yet, but I'm sure I will soon. Alright, bolt box. I'm getting stuck. There we go. And you are all set for your return trip. We're getting some more of the wind turbines built. And spotlights. How about the other raider group? Oh, yep, here's the cannibal raid. Sadneil. And Weeke. Some of them are sitting around, which means to me that they're... Hey, where's my, Oh, some of these guys aren't even small cannibals. They're big cannibals. Alright, have at it. Have fun. We don't even have the repair benches anymore. Alright, that's all set. Weeke, why aren't you working? Also, maybe... I'm sure I can find something for you to do. Oh, there's like a bugged out hull too. That's probably it. Gecko. There's no way the iron plate storages are full, right? No, they're not full. These guys are just being lazy. Quit being so lazy. Haul to building materials. At least Bard is back on it. I don't know. I'm not going to worry all that much about one or two NPCs being lazy. Plan and beep, you're back. Research. Let me get the research this time around. That way we can get rid of this bench. What's in here? Sheets. Let's, this trip we'll try to get rid of, storage stuff. You know, armor plating and that kind of stuff. Nope, don't dismantle the snail house. Fabrics. We'll need a whole lot of fabrics in the new base as well. Animal skins. Leather. I like how big it's stockpiling. It's kind of nice. Alloy plates. And bolts. Not gonna buy. I can always buy the sleeping bag. Random armors. Most of this stuff is just going to be for sale. Can I Jenga this in? Maybe? A lot of the engineering research I'm definitely not using anymore as well. Okay. Beep, you're all set. Silver Shade's here. And Silver Shade, you're all set. Laughing because of how fast it was just to fill up on plates. Or building materials, rather. Alright, how are we doing over here? It's looking nicer. Rather than a base, I want it to look more like a city. That's sort of my aims and desires. Now, there was a question of whether I would buy the expanded trade... not buy. Install the expanded trade stuff. And I'm not sure. So far, everything has been pretty much vanilla as far as Kenshi's concerned. It hasn't really had... I haven't really installed any mods that fundamentally change gameplay. And I am not sure if I want to change that trend. But I'm definitely open for it to discussion. It wouldn't fundamentally really change very much. More people would come visit my little town. But I don't think it would necessarily imbalance anything. You know, if my town had, you know, a few extra cats here and there, it really doesn't fundamentally change the economy that I have, you know, that I can say pretty safely that I make a lot of money regardless of how many little people come by to buy, like, medical supplies. And I don't think it really changes if they start to buy armors and whatnot. Because if they started to buy, like, weapons and armor, I guess I need to look into the mod and see for myself. Because if they start buying armors and swords and stuff, then, yeah, that's a little imbalancing. But if it's just knickknacks, and they just come more often to buy knickknacks, I don't think that's not that game-breaking. Alright, guys, you've got leathers and hinges and stuff. We're still hauling plates, I think. No, we're really not hauling. I think we are hauling plates. There's a lot of stuff on the roof. That's what it is. Yeah, they're definitely still hauling plates, but it takes a while. There's thousands of plates that went into this base. And that means there's thousands of plates that need to be removed. So one of these is going to be a barracks, one will be a mess hall. I think that's probably a good use of those two central buildings. And then obviously there's... I guess what I could do, I'll do it now, is set up these buildings to be the crafting stations that they're supposed to be. So this will be clothing. And storage for... I guess if it's clothing, we're also going to need cotton auto looms. They don't really need to be lit up, but I'll do it anyway. And then storage for cotton. Oh, that is big. Put it in the corner. And then... fabric chests. And then the interiors of my last area were very barren and didn't have much in the way of decoration, so I'm going to change that trend and actually have these buildings sort of look lived in a little bit. So we can add some shelves, and you know, whether anything goes on them, probably not, but at least it looks kind of nice. Some sitting pillows. Buy the auto looms, why not? I know humans won't ever use them. Small, maybe a small table and stool here. And I know I'm going to need torch posts for the crafting. What else? I don't really need support beams, as they are kind of hideous. Little rusty sink. Yeah. This building will look kind of more not mechanical, right? I mean, that was probably my biggest complaint. Oh, Jesus, what are you two doing? That's my biggest complaint of my last base is it was very utilitarian and very Spartan and very barren as a result. And that's not necessarily how I want to design my future base. I want it to look like a proper city that people have lived in. So each building, somewhat utilitarian, but also functional and warm and friendly. And yeah, like that doesn't really change the fundamental gameplay at all, granted. But at least I feel better about the city that I've built. Alright guys, well that's about all the time I've had. I actually ran a little late. Thank you all very much for watching. I have had a kind of an insane amount of feedback as to the name for Phoenix Fall, or Phoenix's Fall. So what I'll do is I'll leave it open to comment for one more day and then I'll put up a poll. So today is the last day for you to get your names in. I might call the list a little bit. So I've been telling people, whether you're a patron or not, you're free to contribute. And then what I'll do is I'll put a poll together of all the ones I like the most, or at least make the most sense. And you all can vote on it tomorrow. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you tune in tomorrow for some more base building and then for the poll about the name of this base. And I'll catch you all later. Adios, friends.